Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back on day 3 of the 12 Days of Christmas. Today, I will actually be reviewing a replacement movie for the 12 Days of Christmas. This film did not appear on my original list. So, what exactly is it replacing? Well, you'll see soon enough. I will still be reviewing all of the movies I announced in my 12 Days of Christmas list video, but one of them will be reviewed separately and not as part of this series. You might be thinking, what's the deal? Why are you replacing a movie? Well, originally I would have loved to have reviewed this movie, but I didn't own it until just a few days ago. And it's quite an obscure Christmas slasher, so I really didn't think I'd be able to obtain a copy. VHS copies are extremely rare and expensive, and the DVD releases of this film are also long out of print and very hard to find. There is currently one DVD multipack featuring the movie listed on eBay as I film this video, but it's way too expensive. Despite that, fortunately, I was able to acquire a print of the film and make my very own unofficial DVD copy for my collection. And because I was so excited about that, I decided to watch it right away. So today, for day 3 of the 12 Days of Christmas, I will be reviewing Satan Claus. Satan Claus is a 1996 slasher film, which I already stated is very rare. This one is quite obscure. Those of you who are familiar with this one might know the story behind it. Apparently, the master film print was damaged during development, leaving the film very dark. And it really is. However, it's still watchable. I've actually seen darker prints of movies, such as the budget releases of Silent Night, Bloody Night. Those are practically unwatchable in some scenes. For the most part, you are able to see what's going on in Satan Claus. It's just funny that everything's so dark. For example, there are a lot of scenes that take place in a police station, and it seems as if they work all day with the lights off. That's how dark it is. Not to mention, it's a police station in New York City, so you'd expect it to be heavily lit with lots of people around, but instead what we get is 2 or 3 people sitting in a dark room. That's just one of the many cheesy, charming things about Satan Claus. Now, I didn't confirm this before I started filming this review, but I'm almost certain that Satan Claus was shot on video. That's how it appears anyway. The camera work is pretty atrocious. There are these random zoom-ins and zoom-outs. It's terrible. But then again, the movie itself is terrible. And you know what the worst part is? I liked it. You guys are probably not surprised to hear that, since I've been known to be pretty lenient with slasher films. And Satan Claus is no exception. The acting, absolutely horrible. The writing, purely bad. And the delivery of the dialogue, even worse. But it's a slasher film about a serial killer dressed as Santa. So what's not to like? Santa Claus, or Satan Claus, is going around New York City hacking people up with an axe. The wife of the police chief is the first victim. Santa decapitates her and places her head on top of a Christmas tree. And now, obviously, the police chief is determined to catch the killer. Of course, he will need the help from his fellow police officers, and a wannabe actor, and a local psychic. I guess you could consider the wannabe actor as the main character. His name is Steve Sanders. No, not this Steve Sanders. The fact that Steve is a wannabe actor is no wonder, because he's absolutely horrid. But remember, guys, horrid acting in a slasher film for me is usually a plus. I love my slashers with extra cheese, and Satan Claus has plenty. So Steve, the police chief, Steve's friend Lisa, and the local psychic are all on the case. Who is it dressing up as Santa Claus, stalking the streets, slashing victims? Satan Claus takes a piece of each of them, using the body parts as decorations on the Christmas tree. You have to admit, that's pretty cool. This one also has a nice twist. It's funny because for a horrible movie, it actually goes pretty deep. I mean, not over the top deep, but it has a unique storyline. there's a good twist in this one. At the big reveal, at first I thought, wait, how can that be? But then it all made sense. I watched this one with my wife, and she really enjoyed it as well, but she also loves cheesy slashers. With a runtime of just over an hour, Satan Claus is definitely worth a watch, if you can find it. You better watch out. Satan Claus is coming to town. And before I end this review, I do have to mention this cover art. This was the original VHS cover, and you gotta love that shot of the Twin Towers behind Satan Claus. Also, it's sort of a crime that this clever title was used for such an obscure movie. You think someone else would have named their film Satan Claus, since it's so simple. Just rearrange a few letters, and you have a killer title for a Christmas slasher. Well, that's it guys for my Day 3 review. Have you seen Satan Claus? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. And be sure to check back tomorrow to see what I watch and review for Day 4. Also, don't forget to check out everyone else who's participating in the 12 Days of Christmas. Thanks for watching guys. Be kind. Subscribe.